Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chris from FAP Reactions back for Talking FAP episode number 2. You may be wondering, Chris, why the fuck are you in a car? What the fuck? It's dark as shit. It's because I've been busy as hell today. I haven't been able to record the video, and this has basically been my time, and it's pouring out. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's pouring, so I have to do it in my car right now. And I don't want to wait until I get back to my place and record, because then that'll take forever. But on today's episode, I want to talk about, sorry I'm moving the camera a lot, trying to get comfortable in this damn car. I want to talk about the Miz being traded to Raw and SAMI ZAYN being traded to SmackDown. Now, on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan said if the Miz does not win against Dolph Ziggler to win the Intercontinental Championship, he'd be willing to trade him, which is pretty big because SmackDown could use, I mean, The Miz is great. I love The Miz. I love what he's done on SmackDown. But SmackDown's become top heavy with their heels. I mean, AJ Styles is the champion. He's a heel. Randy Orton just turned heel. Bray Wyatt's a heel. So when you look on the face factor, you have Dean Ambrose, who's been whatevs kind of lately. Ziggler's still in the mid-card. And then you have John Cena, who's not there all the time. So you're mixing in a factor of top heavy for the heels than you are for the faces. It needs to be mixed a little better. And in my opinion, when the draft happened, they should have split up Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens right away. I thought that was a guaranteed thing, and they didn't do that, which I think was a big mistake. But now they have a chance to right the wrong. Raw could always use talent. And to be honest, Sami Zayn isn't booked that amazingly on Raw. I mean, he's got this little Braun Strowman. He had a little Braun Strowman rivalry going on. And to be honest, I think they squashed that already. Because now Strowman's in the tag match and Zayn's fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. So, Daniel Bryan said he would like to trade The Miz maybe if he loses this match, blah, blah, blah. So that brings up the possibility of Sami Zayn beating Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship, and Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon trading for Sami Zayn, giving up The Miz. I really like the idea. Now, I love The Miz, I love Sami Zayn, but like I said before, SmackDown is very top heavy when it comes to heels. Raw just needs just about anything they can get. I mean, the show's been really poor lately. SmackDown just as a whole is so much better. I mean, the 2 hours just flow so much better than Raw's 3 hours. And now, on top of that, you have the Cruiserweights possibly moving to SmackDown also. You have them, they're on Raw, they're staying on Raw. But if Kalisto beats Brian Kendrick, he'll be the Cruiserweight champion. And he'll be, SmackDown will then have the Cruiserweights, because 205 Live comes on right after SmackDown. They're probably recording it during or whatever, you know what I mean. Probably right before SmackDown or right after SmackDown, whatever they plan on doing. But I don't know if Raw needs, like, The Miz would be an upgrade for the roster, but I think they need a little more than that. I don't know if that's the game changer that they might need, because it has been pretty stale if you think about it. I mean, it's been really boring. And SmackDown, to me, I think SmackDown's pretty solid every week. I like SmackDown. I like what they do. The 2 hours just feels so much better than Raw's 3 hours. God, Raw just sometimes takes forever. So I wouldn't mind The Miz going to Raw. And again, this is just a rumor as to if he would actually be traded. There was always the rumors that Raw would trade Cesaro away, because Daniel Bryan was always complimenting Cesaro. Obviously, that never happened. Cesaro is now #1 contender for the tag titles with Sheamus. So I don't see that being as big of a possibility. But with Sami Zayn facing Dolph Ziggler, I see him being his most realistic guy to be traded from Raw to SmackDown. If I were to grade the idea, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a B idea. I think it's a low risk, high reward, because The Miz can hold more than his weight. The Miz has been on a tear this past year, and if you don't think so, then you're just crazy. He's done amazing. His run as the Intercontinental Champion was fantastic. Might have been his best title run I think I've ever seen of The Miz. He's done great with Maurice. I like that Maurice is back. You add her into the mix. And really on SmackDown, who's left for the Miz to feud with? Because he's already feuded with Dolph Ziggler. They can't do that anymore. And then the faces, like, what is he going to feud with Dean Ambrose for the Continental Championship? Doubt that happens. I really can't even think of any face. What is he going to feud with John Cena again? That's not going to happen. If he goes over to Raw, he can feud with Roman for the U.S. He could feud with Rollins. Now, I see Raw being a more realistic landing spot for The Miz than for Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn hasn't really found his niche on Monday nights, while The Miz has really just blown up on SmackDown and proven how great he is. And there's obviously much more, there's many more opportunities of other trades and other possibilities. People can always come back. Who knows what's going on? But the idea of The Miz being traded and Sami Zayn being the guy he is traded for, I'd give it a thumbs up. I like the idea. I would like to see what they do with it. I think The Miz will be fine no matter where he is. And Sami Zayn has been just kind of brushed away on Raw. So SmackDown is the land of opportunity, as Shane McMahon likes to say. But that's going to be it for episode number 2 of Talking FAP. Now I want you, if you want me to turn this into a podcast where I talk about multiple things, talk about multiple topics, do reviews and stuff like that, you want me to turn Talking FAP into a podcast, maybe a hour-long podcast, I want you to leave a like on the video and comment down below, I want Talking FAP as a podcast, okay? I saw a few comments on the last Talking FAP episode saying you wanted it. Well, I want to see it on this one, and I want to see the likes. You can shoot me a tweet, do something. Let me know that you want me to turn this into a podcast. And if the idea is right, I'll go through with it. And we'll change this up. And maybe I'll even do a recording podcast where I have a video and I edit clips. Who knows? I'm thinking far ahead. You got to leave a like first for me to decide. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Can't talk nowadays. Leave a like on the video like I just said. Leave a comment on the video. Make sure you're following us on our Twitter, or all of our Twitters, which are down in the description below. I have been Chris, one member of FAP, the future 2-time FAP champion. And I will see you guys next week. Actually, I'll see you this weekend with UFC 205. And then I'll see you next week on another edition of Talking FAP.